I know Nick Wright has this trademark. He really should trademark this because I use it way too much. But the prince who was promised, Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. I've been wanting to talk about a couple of teams, like outside of like the who's teams I discuss every week, like Dallas, Philly, the Bills, Chiefs. Like I talk about the major teams, but what about those underlying teams like the Colts and like all the smaller teams that aren't like the big market teams? So you got a little place down there in Jacksonville. You got the really rich owner, got a pool in the stadium. Like they've really slid under the radar. Like we thought this team was left for dead whenever they choked that game to the Texans on the road. Like I really don't know how that happened. But when you look at it over the last 5 weeks, you're really sitting there like, I mean, the Texans are actually pretty good. Not a really bad loss. And the Jaguars have won 5 games in a row. The Jaguars have won 5 games in a row. I watch the NFL weekly, and I did not even know this stat was even true. I had to look at it a couple times. I was sitting there like, the Jaguars have won 5 straight games? How? When? Where? Ever since they played that terrible game against the Texans, they've been rolling. Absolutely rolling. They are currently number 1 in their division, and it kind of feels like the division is in their hands, and they're going to host a home playoff game. Just phenomenal stuff going on in Jacksonville. Liam Cohen has Trevor Lawrence playing well. I haven't been able to watch the tape. I don't have the All-22 app. I kind of wish I had it. I might invest into it next season to kind of deeper and analyze some of these games to a deeper perspective. But the Dan Orlovskis, the Mina Kimes, everyone who goes back and watch these games, they've said these last couple of weeks, granted, I can't remember the opponent they played last week, but I know on Sunday they played the Jets. Who did they play the week before? I can't quite remember. Not a great team they played last week or the week before. But they said these last 2 weeks have been some of the best football that Trevor Lawrence has played. That is a testament to Liam Cohen. Like, Liam Cohen is a good coach. We got to remember, that guy down there in Tampa Bay had a resurgence in his career. Everybody thought he was left for dead. I'm talking about Baker Mayfield. Liam Cohen was a part of that. You see how Baker has struggled over the last couple weeks? You don't have that guy Liam Cohen there. You don't have Dave Canales there anymore. People got to really understand that the marriage between the quarterback and the offensive-minded coach, either if he's the head coach or the offensive coordinator, is huge. It makes or breaks quarterbacks. Why do you think a lot of people, and I myself, are questioning the future success of Patrick Mahomes whenever Andy Reid leaves? Like, it's questionable. Why do you think Dak and even Matthew Stafford, they've been in the MVP conversation this year? Look at who their coaches are. Brian Schottenheimer, offensive guy. Sean McVay, offensive guy. So when it comes to Trevor Lawrence, like he was in a coaching carousel in his first couple years in the NFL. So we were really waiting, and we thought Peterson, is it Dan Peterson? I can't remember his name. Anyways, we thought Peterson was going to be that coach, and heck, he took him to the playoffs. But the marriage really didn't work, and he kind of didn't really unlock Trevor Lawrence's like true potential in the NFL. And so when you look at the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence is playing well. Their defense is absolutely elite. They're first in rushing defense, and they're 11th in scoring defense. So they have a arguable top 10 defense in the NFL. And I thought about this, and I questioned a little bit. Like, do you know, even in this 5-game winning streak, they've been without their number 2 overall pick in this recent draft? They've been playing like this without Travis Hunter. Look, I like Travis Hunter. I think he's a good player. But I never was a full fan of the Jaguars really trading up for this caliber player. And I really thought that they could have went a different direction, but they might regret that Travis Hunter pick. Like, you're playing this well without your first overall draft pick. Like, high impact player in Travis Hunter. Like, when I looked across the recent players in the league, I was sitting there like, They could have went O-lineman. They could have went wide receiver. Hey, they had to go get a wide receiver in the trade deadline, Jacoby Myers. They could have got Tedero McMillan. They could have got Mecca Mbuka. Like, all these wide receivers that are selling right now in the league, like, they could have got one of those alongside Trevor Lawrence. You could have got an O-lineman, Will Campbell, which he's hurt, but the memo guy from the Jets, they said he's played pretty well this year as well. Even our guy, Tyler Booker. Like, they could have went O-line. Like, they could have went so many different ways. But the Travis Hunter thing, really, he's a gadget player. Yes, that makes his value, like, tremendous. Really tremendous. But he needs to find a primary position. If not, he's going to be a hurt player for the rest of his career. I really do mean that. Why do you think in his first season, he's already got a knee injury? He's got a thin frame. He's a thin frame player. And a lot of people are advocating for him to pretty much go where the money lies. I'm not really part of that crew. I think Travis Hunter should really go where his talent lies. I think that's cornerback. I think he can be one of the elite corners in the league. People got to realize cornerbacks are really hard to find. Like, elite corners are really hard to find. If you go around the league, not many of them. Trayvon Diggs fell off the face of the earth after his first couple years. You have guys like Pat Surtain, Devin Witherspoon, Jalen Ramsey. He's old. Like, there's no elite corners across this league. People will die to have an elite corner, and that's what Travis Hunter is. You can find a wide receiver anywhere. Heck, Brian Thomas has turned out to be a great player, even though he's had his problems here or there, but he's a pretty good player. So you can easily find a wide receiver in the draft. They could have even got one this year with Ted McMillan. So that Travis Hunter pick, it might turn out to suck for them. Really it is, unless he gets super healthy. But moving on, just to the success of the Jaguars' point of view. If they can beat the Broncos, it'd be a statement win in a wide open AFC. I think they're on the road in Denver. For some reason, it feels like Denver continues to play big games at home. Like, you played the Packers at home just this past week, and then the Jaguars have to go on the road to Denver to play a big game. And this sucks too. I think maybe we're going to be at the park that day, so I might not be able to pay attention to this game. But really, if they go in there and play well, just play well. I don't even think they have to win. If you were able to put up points against that defense and you'll just be able to compete against the number one seed in the AFC and probably arguably the best team in the AFC, like the Jaguars, they're legit. They came from a team who kind of felt like they weren't going to make much noise in the beginning of the season to a team that, yeah, they're the real deal. And can Liam Cohen truly unlock Trevor Lawrence's true potential? That is something, and I teased it earlier, but that is something that I really, really, really am interested to see, like, these next couple years. I would really love to see if Liam Cohen can unlock Trevor Lawrence. We're talking about a guy in Trevor Lawrence. He was one of the most winning players coming into the NFL. He won in high school, won in college at Clemson, won a national championship, and people thought this guy was going to be the next thing since sliced bread. Like, Trevor Lawrence was going to be the next Peyton Manning. He has all the attributes. Throws a fantastic football. Big arm. Tall. No homo. He looks good. Like, he looks like a prototypical quarterback. He's got the same love session I have about Justin Herbert. Like, these two guys, love him. They just look like a quarterback. So, can Liam Cohen actually unlock something in Trevor Lawrence that people thought would never happen? You guys got to remember, when they signed Trevor Lawrence to all that money, people were looking at them like, you idiots. Like, you signed Trevor Lawrence and gave him that money? Bingo, I was one of those people. But great stuff going on in Jacksonville. I'm happy for Jacksonville. I'm happy for Trevor. That team just looks good. And dang, I really just think if they're playing like this without their number one overall pick from this recent draft, unbelievable stuff. That defense, they got Jordan Lewis in the offseason. Travis Walker, he really weren't turning out to the player we thought he could be. He's playing pretty well this year. You got Josh Allen, phenomenal player. They just got guys. They really got great players down there in Jacksonville. And that happens when you got all those number one overall draft picks.